Hi there, it's Jamie from an Oregon Cottage back again with another room before and after room reveal of our 1900 farmhouse renovation. And today it's all about the bedroom, the primary bedroom on the main floor. The before of the primary bedroom was about half the size of it is now. This is the one area that we did major construction on, and come along and see. So the primary bedroom on the main floor was just a very narrow room that fit a queen bed from end to end. And we didn't really want to climb over each other to get inside the bed and we wanted the main primary bedroom to be on the main floor. So we did invest in expanding this room 8 feet out. We pushed the back wall 8 feet out. We kept the roof line and everything the same, but we had to add the foundation, of course. And so that was a major expense for this room. And it does look way different from the rest of the house because we have high ceilings everywhere. But during the framing, the crew we hired to frame asked me about raising the ceiling even more. He's like, you could have a higher ceiling here. And I didn't think about the consequences. I just said, oh yeah, sure. If I could go back and change anything, it would be that, because we had high ceilings anyway, and the cost and expense goes on and on about having these high ceilings, which I'll go into a little bit later. So the windows that were called for in the original plan we had for the permits were just the bottom windows. And once we raised the ceiling, it seemed like a lot of wall above it. So I wanted to add transoms. So we had to go and order transoms and wait for those and hire someone to put them in. That was one of the reasons why I was like, why did we raise the ceiling? And then another thing with the high ceiling was that then we had to purchase a really tall 8-foot ladder and a scaffold so we could work on the upper part of the walls and the ceiling. The other thing with the windows is we had to double the size of the windows on one side. So basically we installed one window that was called for. We could see it wasn't enough for our gorgeous view, and we had to tear it out and buy 2 new, slightly smaller windows that would make one big window. It was a lot. The windows were a lot. But what they add to the room, I mean, people walk into this room and they ooh and ah, because it is really stunning to have the big windows and the view. So we're not sad about that.
So for the wall treatment, which was a shiplap look, we did exactly the same thing that we did in the living room and dining room, and we'll put a link to that video and you can see how we did that. And so we ripped a bunch of strips, and my brother-in-law and I, we had the scaffold in here, and it really took 2 people, and we just stuck them up with liquid nails and then nailed them into place. A challenge here was we were doing it onto sheetrock, and so you could only nail at the studs, and so whereas other parts of the house it was all wood behind there. And then we basically did the same thing with the ceiling. We just did narrower slats to give it kind of a different look. And then it was just this big white blank. It looked like a racquetball court. And so Jamie had the idea of doing faux beams or faux rafters. And so and we have a whole video on how we did that. I won't go into detail, but we were able to get some, they were pretty inexpensive actually, 2x6s, and beat them up and put them up, and it worked great. So for the trim on the windows and the doors and around the floor, we really wanted it to look like an old house. And so we had some examples upstairs of window trim. We bought wood and followed that, and in the end it looked super cool, but I was amazed at how much trim wood it takes to do a single window. And again, the price of wood was probably half of what it is now, and it cost, we estimated, about $150 to $200 a window just for the wood to do the trim. But when we were done and it was painted, it was so worth it. I mean, at twice the price. It just gives this dramatic look to some already cool windows.
So once the walls and the windows and the trim, everything was done for the room, and we did use the same flooring here that we used in all the rest of the house. It just helps it really flow. Then we turned our focus to the closet, and when we expanded, we got an 8-foot closet. That's how much we expanded the room, and that's what our closet was. So we found an old door, the same place we found the other old doors, but this door has a mirror on one side. it came like that, and I thought that would be perfect for our closet door. And we used just a barn door system to hang it up. And inside, we decided to use cedar on the walls. We were having problems with moths, and it was cost effective, similar, a little bit more than having wallboard and having someone come in and do it. And for the ceiling, we used reclaimed wood that we salvaged from other parts of the demolition. We're really pleased with the light fixture, that I was able to save it and reuse it. It's the only original light fixture in the house that looked like it was old. It looks like it's from the 40s, 30s or 40s. And so this was in the bedroom before we expanded it. So we were able to use it again in the closet. Our shelves and hanging systems were all made from inexpensive plywood. The shoe shelf is a shelf that we purchased and added more shelves to. And you can easily do this. It didn't cost a lot. We just painted everything and made sure that it was all finished so no clothes or anything would catch on it. But we were able to get custom sizes just meant for everything that we wanted. At the last minute, literally right before they were going to redo the siding, we decided to put a window in the closet. One of the best decisions ever. Tiny little window, but it's perfect to have some light so you don't always have to turn the light on every time you come in the closet. The other thing we did is we did some salvage shelves here, and we have a little charging station, and that's been super useful. So just challenge you to think about how you can get the most use for what you need out of your closet. So I just wanted to mention our side tables briefly. They're not really part of the before and after, although they do have a nice dramatic before and after. These were Brian's grandma's, actually, and they had scalloped edges and a shelf. And we just took all that off to try to streamline it. And then we painted it the same color as our kitchen island and the bathroom cabinet. So it really helps the colors flow through the house. And this is something that you see from the front door of the house. And I'm just really pleased how it all flows together. And that was just kind of a fun thing because it's a heritage piece that also we made work for this house. This room really has turned into kind of a sanctuary for us. You'll often find one of us in the chair just enjoying either the sunshine that streams through the windows, or if it's cloudy like it is today, the beautiful hillside is a great spot for a cup of tea. And we're really thrilled with how it turned out, even though it took a lot and there are some things we changed along the way. So we still have a few things left to do, and we'll be sharing those as we do them. What we didn't show is that we had to move our electrical box inside the house, and it had to be on a wall in our bedroom. So we managed to not show you that, but we have plans for that, and we'll be sharing those with you in the future. So I hope you enjoyed this final main floor before and after in our 1900 farmhouse. Stay tuned, we've got the upstairs left to do, and we've got some fun exterior changes that we're going to share with you.